And obviously, with Stop the Site C, was that a group that you're with, or just a collective of citizens?
Well, I'm citizen, but BC citizen. But there's a number of organizations throughout the province, and in fact around the country, who are opposed to the Site C Dam, and we've come together in a kind of a coalition to stop the thing. For example, Amnesty is part of us. The Sierra Club, Wilderness Committee. A number that we work in cooperation with some number of First Nations, the Peace Valley Environment Association, the Yellowstone to Yukon Coalition, the Peace Valley Landowners Association, and so forth.
So, real quick, behind us we have the white elephant. Why the white elephant in, I guess, the Douglas College parking lot?
Well, this is a good place to bring the white elephant because most people who are my age, or anybody probably over the age of 40, knows that a white elephant is basically a gift that somebody gives you that has essentially no value, that you have to keep it up forever. Costs a lot of money, and it's basically a waste of time. The former king of Siam apparently gave white elephants to his enemies. So we're saying that the Site C Dam is a white elephant of a project. It's going to cost $9 billion. The former head of BC Hydro, Mark Ellison, called it a white elephant because there's no rational reason to build the thing, because we know that the power demand isn't there and isn't going to be there. And it's going to cost so much money. Even Hydro says it's going to take 70 years to pay off the debt for the thing, and it's only supposed to be a 100-year project. So that's why we're calling it a white elephant. Oh, and in addition, the First Nations people up there who are in court to stop it are basically saying that they've been there for 10,000 years. They have a treaty with the Canadian government that's being ignored. And the implications for wildlife, it's the narrowest part of the Yellowstone to Yukon conservation corridor, and as climate change takes hold, that corridor is extremely important. So you have the islands in the Peace River that would be submerged by the dam is where the moose calve, and so it's for that whole area it's extremely important because that's where they get away from the wolves, etc.
But really, obviously, a dam is green energy. It's clean energy, and so for those folks who see that as something that's good to develop, how do you comment against that?
Well, first of all, I used to work for the Office of Energy Conservation in Ottawa, and I know as you just said, the popular mythology is that the dams are clean and green. I would give that a strong no. For a number of reasons. First of all, by eliminating the capacity to feed fruit and vegetables for 1 million people a year at a time in which climate change is happening and in which California is not much longer going to be exporting to us, we import over half of our fruit and vegetables from there. The BC government and Hydro went to California to try to sell Site C power to them to get contracts, and they were told no because it's not clean and green. It's also not clean and green because of the implications for the release of methane through the generation process. As the dam, basically you've got a dam and with the methane that's released from the vegetation in the ground, and when it goes through the turbines, that gets released to the air, and the incredible amount of fossil fuels required to create the dam, and then it just to eliminate critical habitat, to eliminate capacity to feed people, it just doesn't. There's other forms of energy that are certainly way cheaper, especially now with the change in technologies. The price of solar panels just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. There's potential for wind. BC has the greatest potential in North America for geothermal power, and you can develop the geothermal power in smaller sections, in smaller projects when the power is required, not creating this incredibly exorbitant debt you get the power all at once. And we know now with what's happening in the United States, they're not even buying a lot of the natural gas anymore, because that's the other thing that this government has created, the whole fracking gas industry, LNG industry. They're just saying that one of the 5 reasons that they've given, they keep changing, for Site C is to support the liquid natural gas industry. Well, that's not going ahead, and it's just kind of a goofy project. And I guess the bottom line is the current government is trying to say, well, this is jobs. Well, you get way, way, way more jobs if you go with alternate energy processes, and you're not impoverishing the province to do it.
So here's last thing: top 5 things that people should know about the Site C Dam that they probably don't know about, in as succinct as possible. But just really what you, or it could be 8. But give us the quick 5 to 10 things you think people should know.
This dam is going to take 70 years to pay off. Hydro is calling it a $9 billion project, and they've always been wrong. So we know it's going to be way more than that. So who knows how many years it'll take to pay off. We don't need the power. They need to send it. Actually, don't mean to give a plug to any political party, but the NDP is sending. They'll send it to the BC Utilities Commission, who stopped it twice before because it didn't make economic sense. So maybe that's the best takeaway. Everybody who's going to vote in the election should be saying, do we have any rational reason to produce this? Why doesn't the government send it to the BC Utilities Commission before they spend my money and your money and everybody else's money?